Good morning. So I am out here in the greenhouse. Look a little bit dark there. Let me see if I can brighten this up some. So I'm out here in the greenhouse, just thinking about the projects that I'm going to work in here this year. I talked in the past about how I'm actually going to be taking off a year of gardening. But that doesn't mean I won't be working on garden-related projects. I definitely will be. But before I get into that, I just want to show you this cute little mug I got. This is from the Sweet Creek Farm Market. So I went on a trip this past week. I was gone for several days. That is why I didn't share much of anything on social media. I didn't have a video that went up on Wednesday. It was a farm tour, and it was just slam-packed with activities. We were going from morning till night, and we visited all sorts of different places, and I'm going to share all about that in a dedicated video, but it'll go up sometime next week because there is so much footage for me to go through. Hours and hours and hours of footage. So I'm gonna have to go through all of that and share all the stuff that we did. So that'll be a little bit of a project video, I guess you could say. But what was I saying? Oh yes, projects. So I had shared how I'm going to be taking off a year of gardening, and I've said before, I'm not going to have theological debates in the comment section. If you do not think that taking a year off, doing that Sabbath year is for you, then it's not for you. But it is something that I am choosing to do for a number of reasons. And it's what I chose to do. I chose to do it to honor God and to have a break. And I think it has many benefits of taking a year off agriculturally, physically, and spiritually. And if you don't agree, that's fine. You do you. So, some of the projects that I'm going to be working on, there's one thing that's like major, which I've kind of alluded to before in a few videos, and I'm not going to get into that yet just because I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to film that, and it's going to be kind of a longer video. But some of the things I'm going to be doing while I'm taking a year off of gardening is working on some projects, like finishing the interior of my greenhouse. You know, we got it this year, and I stained the floor, I painted the countertops and the walls. I'm thinking I might actually paint the ceiling as well, which you can kind of see up there. I'm not 100% yet if I'm going to do that or not, but I'm thinking about it. But the things I am going to be doing in here is, number one, I'm going to be building a planting table, a planter's bench. That's going to go over there in that area, I believe. It might go on this side, but I haven't decided. It'll be on one of these corners. I'm going to add shelving all the way across to have like a second layer or a level where I can grow things. Underneath the counter, at least on the long wall over here, I want to do a level. I want to do shelving all underneath here for storage. I'm thinking I'll leave the ends open so I have a little bit more space, so if there's something tall I need to tuck under there, I'll be able to. Yeah, so I have a few projects I'll be doing in here. So that'll be one of the things. Another thing that I'm going to be doing is my house. You know, we bought our property a few years ago, and when we moved in, the very first thing I did was I painted my office, I painted my kitchen, and I painted my living room and hallway. And I painted the bathrooms a little bit later. Well, I liked the colors at the time. I've already repainted my kitchen. When I kind of redid my entire kitchen with taking it from just like a plain, almost 80s, 90s style kitchen to a farmhouse. And I did a video where I showed you everything that I did in there, and I'll put a link down below if you would like to watch that. So I did go ahead and paint my kitchen then, and I made it a little bit, it was still green, a sagey green color, but it was very pale, airy kind of green. And it doesn't always show up on camera, just like, I don't know if this really shows up on camera, how minty green this is. But my living room and hallway, I painted them, I think it was called like frappe or something like that. It was like an earthy gray color, and I've decided it's too dark. I want to repaint it, make it a little bit brighter. And then there's the bedrooms. Now, we did paint one of them a year or two ago, but the master bedroom has not been painted, and our third bedroom has not been painted, and they are still beige. Our entire house was beige, and I've had this project that I've wanted to do in the master bedroom where I do a feature wall that's that faux shiplap, which is the kind of the same thing that I did on my kitchen ceiling to cover my hideous ceiling that I have in there, or had in there. Well, we had cut extra wood and I had a bunch left over, and so I wanted to do a feature wall in the master bedroom. There's two windows in my bedroom, and my bed sits right in between them, and so that space between those two windows I want to do shiplap all the way down through there. And then I want to paint the entire bedroom a different color, because I'm just not into that ugly beige color. It's just not my thing. So stuff like that. I need to paint all of the trim and doors in the house. They've never been painted, you know. So it's very time-consuming stuff, time-consuming projects that I've just not gotten around to doing. And so taking a year off of gardening, it'll give me the opportunity to work on some of those inside projects that I've just not done. And there's one other thing that I've been keeping from all of you, that taking a year off of gardening will be beneficial, because this is going to be taking up a good bit of my time, I am sure. I don't really share a whole lot about what goes on with the rest of my family. You know, I choose to do YouTube. I've been a blogger forever, and I shared a lot of my kids growing up and all of that through that. And I've shared some things here and there, especially earlier on when I started my YouTube channel originally. But over the past few years, I haven't really shared a lot that has gone on with them, simply because it's their life. I chose to do YouTube. They didn't. So I don't know that they want their entire lives on the internet. I'm the one that chose to live in a glass house. I'm okay with people throwing rocks at me. They don't necessarily want that. And so I don't share everything that goes on with their lives. But I will say that my youngest, he will be 24 here soon. He was an autumn baby. At the beginning of the year, he actually got married. And I haven't shared that with all of you. And right after he got married, shortly after, something happened. We found out that there's going to be an addition to the family. Mr. Smith and I are expecting our very first grandchild. And we're very excited. So taking that year off from gardening, will give me lots of time to spend with my very first grandbaby. It's a girl, and her name is Willow. So, exciting news. So now you know, a while back I talked about working on baby blankets, crocheting baby blankets, and how there's always people having babies, so I like to crochet. And while you can only crochet and give away so many scarves, people are always having babies, right? I already knew at that point. And so that baby blanket, that ivory baby blanket you saw me working on, was for Willow. You know, these cooler temperatures. You see I'm wearing my flannel shirt today. Oh, my flannel shirt and my That 1870s Homestead tank top from Rachel. So the cooler temperatures are here. I'm loving it. It was 40 something degrees this morning and the windows are open in the house. This time of year, these cooler temperatures, when you can just open up the house and air everything out, it puts me in the mood to just clean like crazy. And so that's what I've been doing. That's what I was doing yesterday. And I got out here and did some mowing as well in the afternoon. But a lot of people do spring cleaning, deep cleaning in the spring, but I tend to do more of it in the autumn. I mean, I do it in the spring too, but the autumn is when I really dive deep into it because I've been so busy all summer long that things have gotten a little bit chaotic and the house just needs a thorough going over. So I'm loving these cooler temperatures. And you know, out in the garden, in the front garden, I have lots of flowers out there. And there's certain ones like the pineapple sage. The pineapple sage will grow all summer long, but it doesn't flower until the very end when autumn is arriving, and it is in full bloom. And right next to it, I actually have something I planted this year called autumn sage. I don't know if it's a perennial. I just liked the look of it, so I planted it. But it's in full flower as well, and so you always know when summer is over when that pineapple sage is crimson red. But it's been a good season. There were a lot of struggles this year, from the late freeze where I lost all of my seedlings to the soil issue and all of that. But it was still another great year in the garden and here on the homestead. And so I am looking forward to the break this year, and I've got lots of plans of things that I'm going to do. Maybe a little bit of travel, we'll have to see. But yeah, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I have a friend coming over today. We're going to visit for a bit. It'll be nice to spend some time with her. So thanks for hanging out with me here again today. My name is Constance here at Good Life Farm, and I'll talk to y'all next time.